Walmart. My wife had to buy some stuff. We had to get my son some stuff for his daycare and get him some other baby stuff. Had to do that. So we ended up shopping and getting some stuff out of Walmart. You can't go to Walmart for one thing. So
Hmm.
I mean, I knew it was gonna be back no later than 8 o'clock, so I was good. I wasn't really worried about that. So, but it was gonna be late anyway. But normally we get started between this time and 7:45 anyway, so we're good to go. We are live, and this is episode 199 of the First and Framerates podcast. We're one away from 200. We will be doing episode 200 on December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. We're going to do that. And we got a couple of things in store. I guess we're going to talk about that once we finish this episode because we want to make sure everything is right in the way that we want to do it for the episode. So if you guys don't mind, now I'll make this announcement again before this episode's over. I would make it a priority for you guys to come to the 200 episode. I think it's going to benefit everybody, not only us but the viewers as well, and even the listeners on that listen to us on SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes, and Spotify. It'll benefit all you guys as well. So hopefully you guys will come through and enjoy and celebrate the 200th episode. So right now is episode 199. Today we're going to talk about how Walmart blocked a couple, but I think
Couple.
a couple of like 20 million scalpers or something like that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this Crazy Taxi successor because I'm a big fan of Crazy Taxi. So I think, DJ sent me the link about that. And I want to talk about it because Crazy Taxi is a highly underrated game. Nobody really talks about it anymore for a good reason because it hasn't been around, but it's a very fun game. And Cyberpunk is still in the headlines with all the crap that they're doing, and we're not going to talk about what has happened because not much has happened. It's just a lot of people are still talking about it. But we're going to take it one step further and actually talk about the DLC. What should they do about that? DJ, how are you doing?
Man, I've been doing good. I know last night I changed the time. My normal stream, I wound up changing it to 10 just for yesterday. And I did State of Decay 2 Lethal Zone playthrough. So that should be exported out to YouTube shortly. But yeah, I've just been playing State of Decay 2 and just learning the ins and outs of the Lethal Zone. And, so far so good. No one's died yet.
Oh, okay. I was supposed to stream the other day, but I was so blindsided by the situation with Georgia Southern. Great recruiting class they put out, and they got some good players. Good to see that. So I did a stream about that, but I'm going to be streaming a lot of I said I'm going to start streaming some more of the PS2 original Xbox Maddens. I'm going to continue to do Cyberpunk 2077, but around this time of the year, I got some Christmas games I want to stream, so be on the lookout for that throughout this weekend. I'm going to be streaming some Christmas games in between. Some games you may not think about, some games that nobody really don't know about, but they're Christmas themed, and a couple of them are sports related, so that's going to be pretty interesting. And hopefully you guys come through and join that. That will be on my Twitch channel. The link is down in the description. Also, if you don't want to check out the description, it's just VF Baller. You could just put in VF Baller, and that will be it'll get you right there to the Twitch channel. Go ahead and give me a follow. Shout out to one person that decided to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shout out to him. His name is Dwayne Angel. Thank you for the subscription. And we're just gonna get right into it. Walmart. If anybody asking, Bill said he may be a little late, so he said he's gonna be here. So
and one more thing, I never got a chance to say it to him, but shout out to Obi-Wan Watson who's in the chat. You say you're getting your PlayStation 5 next week?
So, he's able to get a PlayStation 5. We're going to talk about why, because it's a good thing that a lot of people are finally getting their consoles now. That's a good thing. For me, I still have not tried to get one. I thought about trying this past week. I said I'm just gonna go ahead and see about going, but at the same time, that was yesterday. As a matter of fact, I was out and about, so I was not going to try on my phone. If I'm going to try, I'm going to try from the computer. But I think I'm just going to officially just wait till they get in the stores. I'm not in no rush of getting one, so it's all good.
You know what I'm realizing?
What's that?
That the phones have a better browser capabilities than the PC, because I noticed a lot of people when they made their purchases, they screenshot their stuff, and it's coming from their phone. So I think I'm gonna attempt next time one of these things opens back up, and if it's in line with when I pay my next credit card bill, then I'll do it on the phone versus
Right.
on the desktop.
Right. Yeah, I haven't noticed that. 'Cause I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really been following it, but I did notice that a lot of people, like this week in particular, a lot more people was able to it was much more easier to get their consoles compared to the last few weeks, because it was like a nightmare. But I'm oh good. What did I say?
And that's basically because of being able to refresh. You can do it faster on the phone than you can.
Yeah, because you can like swipe down to refresh in some apps. Just swipe the screen down to refresh.
Right.
I mean, I'm on record. I'm just gonna wait till they get them in the stores. I'll just walk in the store, pick up one, and come back out. I'm not in a rush to get one right now. I mean, it's congratulations to everybody who got one. I commend them, and I hope you enjoyed your gaming experience. But I never was a fan of buying. I think I said this before. I'm not a fan of buying big ticket items online. I like to get them in hand, go to the register, pick them up. I mean, pay them and walk out with it instead of going through the nightmare of something that I paid a lot of money for coming to the house and no telling what happens on the way. I mean, I was dreading doing this PS4 Pro when I had to do that for The Last of Us 2 because I got rid of my PS4 Pro, but that's another story for another day.
Mm-hmm.
But I was dreading doing that because I don't like buying big ticket items online like that. I just never been a fan of it. But let's see the reason why a lot of people was able to get one, especially if you went through Walmart or whatever. Here it is. 20 million PS5 scalpers attempts were blocked by Walmart in just 30 minutes. So this is something that happened yesterday. I think it was yesterday or last week. I'm not really sure. I'm almost certain it happened yesterday because that's when this is when the story came out. It's funny they talking about Walmart and got all these Best Buy ads. It's funny, right? But it just goes to show you what I've been looking at. It's just 20 minutes PS5, 20 million said the store efforts could be a good for the PS5 long-term health. No, this should be something for damn near anything that you buy online, to be honest with you. Not just PS5s. I get it because it's behind demand, but they should just implement this anytime you buy something online because you don't know what bot is buying what with whoever's credit card, and then all of a sudden it's fraud. You know what I mean?
Now, this I'm sorry, this article may say something different, but oh no, it says it right there. This all happened in November, just to remind everybody. So so
this is a few weeks ago.
Yeah, because look, it says November 25th blocked more than 20 million bot attempts. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, because anytime a news article comes out like this, they have to get the stats, and it takes a while to get the data together.
Now, I would say this. I'm pretty sure they did this past Wednesday, and they've done it. I mean, they've been doing it ever since. But this is just the numbers that they got in November.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it says Walmart claims that it may have blocked tens of millions of retail attempts by retail bots attempting to purchase the PS5. In a corporate blog post, the retailer's chief information security officer, Jerry Geisler. Outlined a approach that is taken to prevent the Grinch bots from snatching up consoles. Geisler says that the Walmart has a number of strategies it can use to detect the bot, and those steps are working out. He claims one bot preventative action we implemented just hours before the PlayStation 5 event in November 25th blocked 20 million bots attempts within the first 30 minutes alone. If bots can't make it through, Walmart also audits and quickly cancels any orders confirmed to be purchased by bots, meaning that the vast majority of our next-gen consoles have been purchased by legitimate customers. That likely comes as a little consolation to those who haven't managed to get their hands on a new machine, but those PS5 and Series X sold out almost straight away, and stocks continue to evaporate within minutes wherever they reappear. But it could be good news for the future console as a whole. Now, this was in November basically, but I'm pretty sure the past few weeks after that they've been using the same thing, and now a lot of people have been able to get a console now, so that's a good thing. So they can continue to do this. My thing is, you ever purchase something, or you ever went to this website and you saw this little check mark that says "I'm not a bot"?
Mm-hmm.
Why they haven't used that? That's one of the easiest things you can do, because a bot can't, I don't know the technology, but most bots can't get around that because it takes a human to do that. Or they can use the captcha code where you have to type in something that looks really weird on the screen and say type in these letters, and they have like a lowercase, uppercase, and they be like twisted letters.
Are you talking about captcha?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. They can use that. And that would curtail, I ain't gonna say it curtail all the bots, but it could have done something to slow it down because bots can't get through that. I'm surprised that Walmart still to this day don't use that, but whatever they're using, apparently it's working because a lot of people are starting to get their consoles now.
Yeah, because I know Walmart had a drop earlier, I think around 6 o'clock.
Right, they had another one, yeah.
Yeah, so, and same with PlayStation Direct. Now, and you know what? It's funny because the technique that PlayStation Direct is using, they're putting people in the queue. And beyond that, I think they have a simple captcha type thing.
Yeah, it's basically like a virtual line. Right.
Right. No, not just the queue. They also have I'm not a bot, that little thing you check off, and then you go into the queue.
See, that's what that right there, that basic thing right there stops a lot of that, a lot of this going on. And I'm surprised that they haven't, Walmart, Best Buy, Target, all these other companies have not used that, because it's a very simple, whatever they could put a wall in front where a human actually has to do something to take the next step to purchase something, they should use it. Whether it be like put your name here, or do a virtual signature, check this to say that you agree with the terms of services, anything of that nature would, they wouldn't be able to buy these things so fast. So I don't know why they didn't use that, but whatever they're using here, hopefully other places would decide to use it as well. So I think W. Kemp got one. I know Obi-Wan said he got his. I saw a couple of other people say they finally got theirs as well. Mm-hmm. So, that's a good thing. And I think, I don't know if they got it through Walmart or whatever, but it's a good thing that Walmart is doing something. Like, hopefully Best Buy and the other ones will do the same thing. So we really would like to see this. Okay, I'm going to another link. This says, Walmart says, here's what we're doing to stop the bots from snatching up PS5s. So I pull up this link because they said this is what they're actually doing. I'm pretty sure they're not going to tell everything that they're doing so bots can get around it. Mm-hmm. But I'm kind of interested to see what they put here. Let's see. According to Walmart, they're stopping bots snatching units before they can buy them. Pointing at a recent incident during the pre-Thanksgiving sale for the in-demand console. Let's see. Okay, they talked about that. Okay, so bot. Okay, thanks to software automation. Yeah, that's what bots do. Bots program, monitor retail pages for new product listings, then make repeated purchases on behalf of the scalper within seconds. Mm-hmm. So how do they stop that? I'm trying to figure it out. However, the retail says has been able to thwart scalpers using unspecified anti-bot techniques. Okay, so that's that. Bot scripts are constantly evolving. They're updating as they go. An additional step, we also audit. Okay, they say, okay, here it is right here. Bot scripts are constantly evolving and being rewritten, so we deployed and are continuously updating our own bot detection tools, allowing us to successfully block the vast majority of bots we see. That as an additional step, audit also quickly cancel. Yeah, they just said that on the other one. They cancel confirmed orders that can be purchased by bots that may have slipped through. So now that means that a vast majority have been purchased by legitimate customers.
Now, here's the thing. I know stuff like this is not 100% correct, like accurate. So I would believe that there are probably some people who are legitimate customers that probably get their orders canceled because there's suspicion of them being a bot based on how the online transaction went through. So It could happen. So I think I've seen a couple of tweets talk about, hey, I was not a bot. Why'd you cancel my order? So,
well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have a problem with that because with the way that this whole thing is set up, there's going to be some people that's just going to fall by the wayside. I mean, that's just going to happen. I mean, it's almost like a bunch of people who are speeding. You may catch that one person who probably wasn't speeding, but you're lumped in with everybody else because you're driving right along with them. So I mean, it's almost the same thing. So I feel sorry for them, but there's nothing going to be 100% foolproof to say, oh, you're a human, but we don't know, but we're just going to catch you anyway because we don't know. You know, I'd rather for them to do that and then to say, oh, we may think this is a human and turn around it's a bot, and you know what I mean. So I mean that's just going to happen, you know.
And if you think about it, we've been like a lot of people. The biggest advice for humans that are trying to, get a PS5 or Xbox Series X is to constantly hit refresh. That's one of the things that those anti-bot things are going to be looking for. So if you hit refresh, that's why they said, bots, the automated bots are made to, refresh every so often, whatever you set to it.
Let me see. Keep talking. Let me see if I can find exactly what they said.
So when you hit refresh as a person, they tell people don't do it at the same intervals every single time. Any anti-bot software will pick that up because it's a simple pattern. It's like, okay,
here it is right here. Here it is right here. It says right here, it says bot programs monitor retail pages for a new product listing and then make repeated purchases on behalf of the scalper within seconds. When people say they're refreshing to purchase something, the only difference is the bot will refresh after they bought it. So they're constantly buying it over and over again instead of just refreshing to get in. So just like what you said, like if you're refreshing to get in, they're going to look at that as the same way as a bot refreshing to purchase over and over again. So it's almost the same thing. So yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're on if you're on Walmart, you might not want to press refresh over and over again. What they're doing now, they're probably gonna, they probably think you're a bot when you're not. But shout out to Walmart. I mean, I just left Walmart. It's one of the reasons why the podcast is late. But shout out to Walmart. They have their ways how they treat their employees, but one thing I will say, man, they always try their best to treat their customers right. I remember one time this one lady, she basically got like 3 gallons of milk free because she just caught a hissy fit behind something, and I know she had the money. I mean, I wasn't working there or nothing, but I was just there. I knew she had the money. She just didn't want to pay because I think her food stamp card ran out or something, but she didn't want to use her real money, so she caught a real fit. I'm almost certain that happened because the EBT card wouldn't swipe, and she was like, oh no, I need this milk for my children. I'm like, ma'am, I don't know how many kids you got, but that's 3 gallons of milk. But I'm just sitting in the line just watching, but I'll just just seeing what's gonna happen. The manager came out there and gave it to her for free. I was like, man, these people.
If it wasn't a pandemic, he would be like,
"No, this was
out of here."
This is pre-pandemic. This was like 2014.
Oh.
This was like 2014, 2015. This was a long time ago.
There was a smaller pandemic going on in 2014. Hold on.
Dude was like, "Hey, man, I understand. You gotta feed your kids or whatever. Go ahead.
Feed your chicks."
I'm about to say that, right? So you gotta feed your kids, but go ahead, do what you gotta do. And she let her walk out with all 3. She didn't even pay for one. She just got all 3 of them free. I was like, dang. Like Walmart be trying their best to please their customers, but man, I don't know if anybody who worked at Walmart before, but man, they be treating their employees like crap. You get 35 hours, you gotta go home. They ain't trying to give nobody benefits. Like, I working at the airport, and I remember that, like, this one girl I knew, she was working there. She's like, I gotta go home. It was like, why didn't they make you leave early? Like, man, I got 36 hours. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, if you 35 hours, they consider you full time, and they would have to give you benefits. It's like, dang, that's messed up. All that money they making.
I tell you what, the one company I was working with, I'm like, even though I don't like to work overtime, they allow for 10 hours of overtime every week, and I was just like, oh well. I had never. I'm like at those places because obviously I'm like Walmart's retail, and you would think they would have that. Obviously, this year they're not going to be able to do that, but obviously they're making. I don't know. It's kind of iffy during the pandemic with retail because you got in one aspect Walmart's making money, but each individual store not making as much money.
Right. I ain't gonna lie, man. I think places like Walmart, Target, and Amazon been making bank because all these smaller businesses been out. And all this. I think everybody's just been going to these big box stores because they've been open the entire time. But I don't. It's going to be interesting to see how their finances are going to look. Once the report comes out, because I know they made a good bit of money. Shout out to everybody who's here. Quaface, what's up with you? How you doing, Chris Thomas? Good to see you here at the beginning of the podcast. Obi-Wan, we already said shout out to you. He says smart move by Walmart, even though I feel like this should have happened but that period from the jump. Yeah, I agree. But we also got to think like hindsight is 2020. Mm-hmm. We didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I had no idea that this was going to be like this. To be honest, I had no idea that this whole console situation is going to be this bad. That's one of the reasons why I said I wasn't going to participate and get one right away, because I was just going to say, hey, at the end of December, around this time, because my birthday just passed, I'll just say, hey, I'll just go to the store and buy one, because I honestly thought these consoles would have been in stores by now, but like it's going to be a little bit longer than I thought. So, but yeah, I agree. It should have been like that, but it's really hard knowing, I don't think nobody knew it was going to be this bad. It turned out to be pretty tough. What you about to say, DJ?
Yeah, I was just looking at some stocks. Good news. Sony just broke $100 per stock.
That's what's up.
And so you guys continue to make. You know what's funny? I was thinking about this earlier. Even though we're talking about bots and stopping scalpers and whatnot, everybody's making me money right now. So that's why it's important to like look at this stuff and only be but so mad. Because I know we talked about the scalpers, how they're scums of the earth and everything, that they should be shot on sight and and whatever. But at the same time, Sony's looking at this and Microsoft looking at this like, oh, the numbers, they're spiking. Like all these consoles are being sold. And
yeah, even if there's being sold by bots and scalpers, they're making bank.
Right. And that turns into money that's being made by me and others that are invested. So, when we talk about suits, I'm a Sony suit and I'm a Microsoft suit. So I don't have any loyalties. I just want money.
Right. But it's all about how you allocate your money. And I mean, most of the people who listen to this podcast are around our age, between the ages of 24 and 45. I mean, this is a good lesson. This year's been a good lesson for everyone to allocate your money where you think where you think it'll grow. Once I saw this pandemic start, I invested in the vaccine. I invested in Sony. I didn't put anything in Microsoft, but I did put in Sony and Nintendo, and I looked in a couple other places as well. It's just that you just have to, allocate your money, because you got to think long term. I mean, a lot of us don't do that, and I mean, it's fine because we're not really taught that type of stuff. But I think this year's been a learning lesson, to go into 2021 into looking at other places where you can put your money and just not just let it sit in a savings account or a credit union. You can move it to other places where it can grow for you. Because like I put it like this. I put $11 in a Moderna when it was $11, and now it's over $140 now. You see what I'm saying? I put in a couple of shares of Moderna at $11, and now it's almost. I mean, and once they just got approved for their vaccine, so I expect it to go up a little bit more. And then it's probably going to drop again. But once it goes up a little bit more, I'm pulling, my money out of there and probably going to put it somewhere else. But that's what I mean about making money and putting it in certain places.
Because I jumped on PayPal like long before, I think before this pandemic even. No, I think it was at the early stages of the pandemic. And it went from like 113 I started at. Now it's at 236.
Right. See what I'm saying? Exactly. You got to know what's going to be moving and shaking. You got to pay attention to that stuff, and sometimes it's hard to do because we do a lot. But if you pay a little bit of attention to what's going on, you can find out where you can take $5 and turn it into 20. You can take 20 and turn it to 100, or take 100 and turn it to 200. You just got to just keep your eye on it. So it'll be really interesting to see what you can do, because you never know. Like.
Hey, Miss Brown. Oh, Mrs. Brown. I'm sorry. Miss indicates you're single, which you're not. So.
She just threw me off with that, man. She just threw me off with that, man. My wife is crazy, man. She just threw me off with that. Love her to death, though. But but yeah, you just never know. I think this is one thing that we can all look at when it comes to just money in general, just finding places to put it. 2021 is going to be a little different. I always try to do things that take a little step up, knock a little bit off my debt. I have a little bit left since 2013, but we're just going off on a tangent. But I mean, that's just basically what it is. Any other extra things you want to talk about this blocking of the scalpers and these consoles in general?
I'm just glad that something's been done, and it's just instead of just letting it fall to the wild wild west sort of rules when it comes to like these consoles. At the end of the day, stores carrying these consoles will ultimately stop all of this.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I know they were. I know overall each store was trying to look out for their citizens and trying not to have like people gather up and people still camped out in front of GameStop and Walmart. But at the end of the day, if you really want 100% of the scalpers to not, slow down the process online, have these things in store so people can walk in and get them. And right now is a good time to start secretly stocking them up, and then one day just be like, we got the mother load of PS5s here. We got plenty. Everybody come on in. We're gonna have everybody lined up, and we're just gonna boom, 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 hand them out.
See, and to be honest with you, I kind of thought that's what it was gonna be this time of the year, because with Christmas going on, regardless of this pandemic, how the way it is, people they're just used to going out to purchase things this time of the year. They're going to mask up. They're going to do what they can. They're going to bundle up and go, because people just like that. They like that aspect of Christmas shopping. So it's going to happen.
See, Poster King just said he got his from Walmart last week.
Right. See that exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, with that being said, it's like people like doing that. So. And people are expecting that. I was expecting that. I mean, my birthday just passed on the 14th. I was thinking around this time I was just going to go to the store and pick up a PS5 or Xbox Series. I was just going to get one because, around this time of the year, like I said, people like to go out and purchase items. That's just what they do. I mean, we was in Walmart now and people were buying Christmas gifts. Hell, me and my wife, this past couple days ago, we went Christmas shopping for our son. We just went out and did it. I went Christmas shopping behind their back, so they don't need to see what I bought for them. I mean, that's much better than buying stuff online and then waiting for it to get here. I might be at work. She sees the package and be like, oh, now she knows everything that I got her. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like going out to do it. And I think a lot of other people who are like doing that, they like doing the same thing. Like they can hide like all the gifts away from everybody instead of just hoping that Amazon don't come up at the wrong time. They're like, hey, we got 20 boxes here, and they're looking at it and like, and some of the stuff is not even disguised. So now everybody's like in the house like, oh, so you got that for me? Like, yeah, okay. It kind of ruins the moment.
See,
okay.
I was about to say, and there's another thing that folks need to look out for, especially for this next year, is that, FedEx and UPS, I think some other mail carriers are going to be prioritizing vaccine shipments over regular mail. So it's still going to be a delay all throughout. So yeah, I would say if you can walk in the store like the Poster King, don't have to camp and get one, that's the way you're gonna want.
Not only that, we already had stories of people getting their shit stolen from the post office and stuff. So I mean, we did an episode on that when somebody got a foot warmer and
shoot, they already had to send back. They already had to throw away one thing of the vaccine because the seal broke.
Yeah, I saw that.
They had to and because they had some, I think the Pfizer ones, you have to store at negative 20 degrees.
Yeah, they got to be like in a real cold area. Yeah, I'm good. I'm not doing that no time soon. I mean, my job better not say anything. So let's switch gears. I mean, most of the stuff we haven't talked about sports in a while, but I guess that's a good thing. Nice little switch up. If you guys don't mind, you guys hit the like button and let other people know what we're doing over here. Also, what that does, it brings other people over here that we may not know, and when they come over to say, hey, what you guys doing? The algorithm saying there's a lot of likes over here, and once you do that, then we can roast them as well. So bring them over, and keep letting people know what we're doing over here. I mean, I feel that this is one of the best podcasts out here, if not the best. To be honest with you, I think we are the best. And we're going on episode 200. People that are here now, like I said earlier when we first started, I really recommend you guys to be here on episode 200. We got something special for you guys if you guys don't mind coming through. Not going to say what it is just yet. It's just basically going to be a surprise. You guys come here. It's going to be on the 23rd of September. It's going to be 2 days before Christmas. So if you guys don't mind coming.
December, you said September.
Christmas, I mean Christmas. I didn't even mean neither one. I mean 2 days before Christmas. So I hope you guys come through. Trust me, you guys will enjoy it. You guys will love it. So hopefully you guys will make that trip and come over here and we'll celebrate episode 200. All right, let's get it. Crazy Taxi. A lot of people don't want to. People don't pretty much remember Crazy Taxi if you're a little bit too young. Crazy Taxi is an arcade style game where you take a taxi, you pick up people, and you get them from point A to point B in a certain amount of time. It's basically a race against the clock, and with that race against the clock, you have to continue. It's ongoing. I think it's never ending. DJ, you think? I don't think it stops. I think it keeps going until you get a high score or whatever or the most money.
Yeah. And a lot of times you just wind up running out of time.
Yeah, you don't run out of time because it gets difficult. Yeah. I have Crazy Taxi 1, 2, and 3. I have 1 and 2 on Dreamcast. I have Crazy Taxi 3 on the original Xbox. I think you can get it on Steam as well, or whatever the case may be. But Crazy Taxi, a lot of people that I know follow this game still, and they was wondering when was another one would ever come out. Did the franchise die? And for all intents and purposes, it did. But there's a new Crazy Taxi Successor. It's inspired game announced. It's published by Sega, which I didn't know that. I thought it wasn't. But we'll get into this. It says, while Crazy Taxi franchise all but disappeared over the last few years, fans of the arcade classic will be happy to know that the spiritual successor is on the way called Taxi Chaos. Basically the same name, but they flipped the name. Sega is not involved in the game development. Okay, but Taxi Chaos has clearly gotten a publisher seal of approval, and the game will be published in Japan by Asia by Sega, while Lion Castle and GS2 Games will handle the distribution in other territories. Like the game-inspired I'm about to call it Crazy Taxi. Taxi Chaos will task players in picking up customers and taking them to various locations around the map within a set amount of time in order to receive a payment for the drop-off. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys may not know this, people who are listening may not know, this game was highly addictive back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
I was a big fan of it, especially when they actually had like the real places you can go. They used to have like KFC and Tower Records, and you can go to Reebok was it Reebok or Fila? It was one of them. You can go to there. It was
seemed like it was Fila.
I think it was Fila, yeah. And you could go to like different shoe stores and restaurants and all this stuff. It was pretty cool. So I'm gonna pull up this teaser so we can look at it and see what they're talking about. Let's see. Is the audio there? No audio?
Well, okay, you got it on mute, so...
Let me see if I can add the audio. Hold on. I'm going to have to stop the screen to do it. Sorry, guys. Let's do this again. Share screen. Let's see. Boom. Share audio. There we go. Got it. All right. So let's start back from the beginning. Now the audio should come on. Bro, this is basically an updated version of the game.
Pretty much.
Hey, taxi! Over here!
Oh, that's it?
Yep, that's it.
So it's coming off of PS4. It says PS5. What the hell is that? PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. That's what it said in the where it says right here. Yeah, right. It said PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One. It don't say anything about the series, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna come out for the series as well. So the game is set to release February 23rd. So I'm going to pick this up. I like what I see. I'm pretty cool on it. Who's buying Tylenol? But I'm going to get this because I'm a big fan of Crazy Taxi. I've always been a fan of it. I have all three of them. I love playing them. And I think that from what I saw, we can look at it again real quick since it was it's pretty short. But from what I see, it looks exactly like the game that we Oh, there's an echo? Oh well, my bad. I think I know why.
Hey, taxi! Over here!
But that's basically the same game that we saw back then.
Mm-hmm.
Did the echo stop because I stopped it?
No, it don't. See, you hear it?
No.
It's my voice. I can hear it.
I don't hear it.
Huh. Okay, let me see if it's okay. It's gone now.
Okay, because I stopped the screen. Okay, I was wondering if it was one or the other. I didn't know if it was the video or if it was the screen. That's why I stopped the audio on the screen, and I was like, okay, did it stop? And you say you still hear it, so I stopped the screen. Now it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but yeah, it's all good. I'm buying this. I'm definitely buying. I'm surprised it's not coming to PC. It's kind of weird, but nevertheless, I'm going to get this game because I'm a big fan of it. What are your thoughts about it?
Like it's basically Crazy Taxi successor. So I'm like, at the time when I played, because I only played the first Crazy Taxi. I don't think I played the second one on Dreamcast. But you know, I had fun with the game, and I feel like if whatever the price point is, the price point is going to be the factor for me. I'm like, this seems like
this got to be a $19.99 game. I don't see it being no more than $20.
I don't see it being any more than $5.
Yeah, if Sega's behind it, I doubt it's gonna be $5.
It's gonna be $5.
Not. If it wasn't Sega based or if it wasn't published by Sega, I can see it. But I can see this game being $19.99, and I just based because I know how Sega rolls.
Well, it's gonna for that $20. It's gonna depend on what's in it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be second. I thought.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, but I don't see it being a $5 game because you got to think about there's other games out here that should be $5 that's not. I think a lot of people with the demand of a game like this, because I mean, Crazy Taxi still has a following. I think Crazy Taxi's on Steam and people still buy it, and it's still up there as overwhelmingly positive, if I'm not mistaken. But if people are going to buy this game, and I think they'll buy it for $20, I don't think it could be no more than $20, maybe $14.99, but I don't think it'll be $5. That'd be I think that'd be too low. But I'm looking forward to it. It's one of those games, and I've been doing this a lot lately. It's one of those games that I know that's going to be again that I play that's from time to time when I don't have anything else to play, because I have plenty of games to do that. Like I've been playing a couple of pinball games lately, and those are actually pretty fun as well. And I think a lot of people, and maybe I need to do an episode on this one day or just talk about it in general. A lot of games that we play, a lot of people don't play games for therapeutic purposes. And I think that's something that we need. A lot of people play games just to, for competitiveness, see if they can have fun with it. Some people want to replicate what they see on TV when it comes to basically like with video or with sports or whatever. Like if they see something big happen in a sports game, like say for instance, if Pat Mahomes throw a touchdown, all of a sudden everybody want to play Madden and do the same thing. They don't necessarily, a lot of people just don't play games just to relax. Like I see my wife do it all the time on her phone. She'll play like this puzzle game, and she'll do that. It literally for her to calm down and wind down for the rest of the day. And I think that's something that we all need from time to time. Just find that one or two games that will literally just relax you. It'll still be enjoyable and fun, but I think a lot of people. You have a lot of people buy and play games to be frustrated. And we saw a lot of that in the sports gaming community. I don't understand that.
Too much of that. I'm like, and it's not just Madden, it's 2K. I mean, you got
right. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Like I keep on. What is it? I keep on asking folks that are doing that. What is the end game? It's like, what is it going to take for you to not be frustrated with the game anymore? I'm like, and I feel like a lot of times nobody has an end game because they'll find the next thing. They'll keep moving the goalposts. And that's the crazy part. And
here it is right here. I don't know if y'all guys can see it on the screen, but here's Crazy Taxi on Steam right now. It's $7.99. I can see why I said it. This is a $19.99 game. I get it. This game came out in '99, and it's $7.99. So I can see them doubling that. If Taxi Chaos come out and it'd be like $14 to $16.99. I can see that. But I don't see that game being less than the actual game. I don't see that. But that'll be pretty cool to see the game comes out. But people still, very positive. I'm pretty sure, let's see. Somebody just made a review. This today, the December 17th, recently just did a. So people are still buying this game.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like I said, it still has a following. So it's going to be really interesting to see the reception that Taxi Chaos get, and they have a Dreamcast collection. I knew they had one, but well, shit, most of these games already got on Dreamcast, so I don't need to get it on Steam. But nevertheless, I thought that was pretty cool. That will come out, and we'll see how that plays out.
Oh, did you see what I just posted in the Twitter DMs? Obi-Wan Watson had retweeted this, and it kind of goes into Cyberpunk a bit because they're doing a little bit more than we originally.
Wow!
Yeah. Shout out to Obi-Wan Watson.
Obi-Wan, shout out to that, bro. I'm about to talk about this like right now.
Yes.
What? No. The reason why I'm surprised at it is because Sony's never done this before. I don't remember them ever doing this to a AAA title. I've seen them do this to. All right, I'm about to put it on the screen. Shout out to Obi-Wan. Well, matter of fact, let me do this the right way. I'm gonna put him on the screen as well, so he can get like credit for it.
Yeah, because it was funny because what I tend to do, I was about to do the same thing you were about to do. Like I went straight to the tweet with Jason Schreier and was gonna send that in the DM. So I was like, no, Obi-Wan sent this. The only reason I saw it was
no.
He right.
He gets credit for this. Like Obi-Wan tweeted this out. He put damn because I'm actually surprised at this. Jason Schreier said, "Holy shit." Cyberpunk 2077 on PS4 is so busted that Sony is offering full refunds and even removing it from the PlayStation Store. Now, that part right there got me surprised. I didn't expect them to take it off the store. That's why I'm so surprised, because I've never seen them do this with a AAA title. They could have did it with Live 16, but, that's another story for another day. But I never seen them do this to a AAA title. Matter of fact, DJ, do you remember them doing this with the indie title?
Evolve, and that's why you asked me. Or actually,
yeah. did they take it off? But did they take it off because it was bad, or they took it off because nobody wanted to play it?
Both. Because usually a game no one wants to play is because it's bad. And I had to take an L for that because I was so hyped for that game.
You tried to get us to play it. I remember that. I do remember that.
It's still the thing is, I think it's delisted off the store, but I still have it on my hard drive, so I don't know who's still playing it. But
I don't think nobody's playing it. I think you can get it at GameStop for like 99 cents.
Drive Club is the other that was delisted, I believe, but it wasn't because
Drive Club was delisted. That whole company don't exist, and then you don't want them to have the game still up, and then you have licensing issues, and then they have nobody to sue. You know what I mean? So they just dropped it because all those cars will still have to be licensed. But I still have my game. I bought the physical copy of Drive Club, and I still have all my DLC, and I'm not getting that off this hard drive. That game is great outside of the driving. But let's get into this. Cyberpunk 2077 refunds. SIE, I guess it's Sony Interactive Entertainment or something like that, strive to ensure that the high level of customer satisfaction. Therefore, we will begin to offer full refunds to all gamers who have purchased Cyberpunk 2077 via the PlayStation Store. SIE will be removing Cyberpunk 2077 from the PlayStation Store until further notice. Once we have confirmed that you purchased Cyberpunk 2077 via the PlayStation Store, we will begin the processing your refund. Please note that the completion of the refund may vary based on your payment method and financial institution. Wow, that's crazy. And now, I will say this. Mm-hmm. There have been games been pulled off Steam. There have been games been pulled off GOG. I mean, in the PC world, this is not new. I've seen games pulled off because they were buggy, bad. They just could not pass the what they have, the green light. It wasn't called green. Yeah, green light certification. They didn't pass that. I've seen
games go gold. I think that's
games go gold. Yeah, they don't make that mark. They'll pull them. I've seen it happen on Steam and GOG, and what's the other one that they have? They have another storefront that does it too. Green Man Gaming. Yeah. Is that No, GOG is different from Green Man
Yeah,
Gaming.
it's definitely delisted because, as you see, I went to search for it.
It's not even there.
Right, and this is the
Wow.
PlayStation app / PlayStation Store within the app, and yeah, they took it off the list.
Wow, that's crazy. But
That
hey,
shit is gone.
hey, if you got the game on PS4, you can get your money back, you know. And you know what, to be honest, I don't blame them for this. I don't blame them. Sony, they put Sony in a bad light, and I won't be surprised if Sony go after CD Projekt Red. Because do you remember last time we talked, they the ones that said, hey, go to Sony for a refund, and Sony's like, wait a minute, you don't know our policy like that. How you gonna come to us telling them to come to us for a refund? And they put them in a bad light.
And then I was reading this. I think I may have read this after our podcast when we talked about it. But now Sony and Microsoft are going after CD Projekt Red,
right?
Malpractice in a way, as far
they
as
should
marketing and
wow. Not only that,
they said they deceived them during the certification process. Yeah,
I believe that, because if they didn't show us the base PS4 and the base Xbox One version, who's to say that they didn't show them that? They probably showed them the Pro, and they probably showed them the X version, and didn't show them the base and say, hey, everything's good because it looks just like this on the base.
But remember, we made this clear Tuesday. There is no PS5 Series X version.
Well, that is true. You're right.
So it's just like
you're right. You're exactly right.
So it's just like, until they patch that in, all we've been getting is the current gen PS4 and Xbox One versions. So they have totally screwed up.
Yeah, because we went down that whole timeline when they were talking to investors. Oh, my God. Let me tell you something. Regardless of, even though Sony, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if Microsoft is going to do this. Poster King said, why didn't just say we only for PS5 Series? Because there is no PS5 Series X version. Like DJ just said, this game is built from the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X versions of the game. There's no next gen version of the game. If you're playing this on a PS5 or a Series X, you're playing the old version via backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
CD Projekt Red getting all the smoke. Yeah, they should, rightfully so. And I'm going to tell you why. Sony could have played this dirty. Microsoft could have played this dirty and saying, look, our terms of service say you get no refund. To be honest, legally, they're in their right to do that. They're in their legal right to say nobody gets a refund, especially if you downloaded the game already. You get nothing. And people could have said, hey, I'm going to sue, but Sony got it in terms of service, which we all checked that button before we went online, that we went along with the terms of service, and we couldn't have got nothing. But this is so overwhelming. Even if their fine print says, hey, we give no refunds, this is a circumstance that they had to give refunds, because regardless if their fine print says we don't have to, it will look devastating on them not to do it. Because even if, like I said, even if the fine print says it, let's just say, for instance, just for PR purposes, everybody know how bad this game looks, and it'll just make Sony and Microsoft look terrible for them not giving them a refund because of that, regardless of what their fine print says. It's just that bad of a look. So they had to do it. But at the same time, Sony is smart. Even though they're giving refunds, you know what they did? They took the game completely off of their store. So with that being said, you know what that means, DJ?
Mm-hmm.
This game never existed. They're wiping the slate clean. They're washing their hands off of it. They're saying, look, this game never existed on our store. That's basically what they're saying. And if you want your money back, get your money back. And this is going to be pre-November, and this never happened. That's basically what they're doing. And I don't blame them for doing that at all.
Yeah, well, the best version right now is the PC version.
Well, that's what I got. I mean, not to throw shade to people who don't, but I mean, hey, even though we have our bugs and our problems over here, I mean, we still good, you know. I mean, we still good over here. I mean, we got a little bit of bugs, but hey,
we don't have to, Steam and Epic don't have to, take games off their store.
Right, they don't have to worry about the refund. Hey, if something's wrong with the game, and you know what, literally, if something's wrong with the game on PC, you know what Steam and Epic can say? That's literally a you problem. You need to upgrade your shit. Upgrade your rig. That's a you problem. That's not on us.
You know what? But you know what? I actually almost had them say that to me. But this was Ubisoft. This was their store. And I originally purchased, what was it? The Division 2 on my old hardware. And it was kind of buggy. And I was like, well, it's kind of like buggy. And what I was really playing stupid. Like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I got a refund for the Division 2. Funny thing is, I wound up getting it later.
Right. Yeah, I ended up buying it for like $3. But like, in some cases, they can literally say, like with PC, because most people, they build their own rig or they get a pre-built one. You know, and the fact that you're building your own PC, they can literally say, hey, it's your it's your computer. It's not us. You know, you can't blame Steam because you're running a potato. You know, it's like, you know, so like they can wiggle out of it. But if you're on these consoles, man, I mean, hey, I will give Sony the props. I expect Microsoft to do the same in the coming days, if not right now. Because I mean, you know, you don't want everybody have the good faith and say, hey, Sony's doing a good job, and Microsoft over here saying, hey, we're not giving no refunds. Like, yeah, you will really want to start a console war. Go ahead and do that.
You know what? You know what I'm thinking? Because remember, I talked about Sony hitting that $100 per share mark. I wondered if it was because of this. It was like, we're taking this shit off. Oh, we just went up. Oh, let's take more shit off our store.
No, first they said, we're going to give everybody refunds. And then they see the stock go up. Like, oh, shit, the stock went up there. Hey, take it off the store completely. Yo, that's probably what they did. Oh, but man. This is a good move by Sony because honestly, the way it runs on the base PS4, it just goes to show you a lot of people still have those consoles. A lot of people still got them, and a lot of people are upset. And I mean, rightfully so. I mean, some people, you know, they're not hardcore like people like us to say, hey, I'm going to take my base PS4 and trade it in for a Pro, or I'm going to take my Xbox One and trade it in for a X or whatever. Some people just not like that. They just get their base PS4 and they're good money. Right. And, you know, so, I mean, that's just a fact of gaming. People do that. I mean, I know some people who still, you know, they got their rig. They still got a 960 graphics card in their rig, and they still running the FX 8350. I mean, hey, they get 1080p, you know, 60 at low settings, and they're good with that. You know, I mean, it's some, you know, I mean, hey, whatever works for them. But you know, I mean, that's just the way it is. You know, so at the end of the day, hopefully Microsoft do the same thing. You know, I think they should, because you don't want to be the ones on the sideline and watching Sony get all this praise, because I'm going to check and see if I can get a refund, even though the game was gifted to me. I got a code, but I'm going to play the game. I'm going to play dumb and see if I can get at least store credit back. But I doubt it, but I'm going to see. But somebody gave me the PS4 version via code. But I'm going to play dumb because I have not played it on PS4 yet. All I did was download it to the hard drive. I did not open it or anything. So I'm going to see how that plays out. But
I'm going to need a confirmation on this, because Microsoft may have done that on theirs as well.
Well, let me look this up right now.
I'm checking the Microsoft store right now, and I can't. It's not showing up. Like, it shows up.
Obi, if you can catch that, find it for me. If you're in the chat, Gamer Champ 23, how you doing? Bills is in the chat. What's up, Bills?
What's up, Gamer Champ?
What am I doing? What am I doing? I can go straight to the Xbox store on PC. I'm trying to type it in. I'm trying to type it in. I just go to the Xbox store.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
No, I'm on Google trying to type it. Yeah, I'm on Google trying to type it. I'm like, yo, I got the app right here. But no, it's not showing up. It literally is not showing up.
Oh, so yeah, Microsoft already. And did they get a bump today? I don't think they got the bump, though.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I'm going to share the screen. Let's see.
So is it there?
I'm about to share the screen and show you.
Oh, okay.
There it is right there.
Oh, there you go.
Results for Cyberpunk 2077. No results found. So it's going there too. So apparently.
And they didn't get that bump.
No, they didn't get that bump.
They didn't get that bump. Oh.
Yeah, so Cyberpunk 2077 is not on the it's not on the PC, so I'm pretty sure it's not on the Microsoft store either. So
shoot,
that's that.
As a after hour trading, they lost $1.
probably because it was too late to do so.
Right. And meanwhile, let me see what was Sony's increase. Sony made $5 today, so it went up. So, oh man.
Hey, well, they were too slow on the trigger, so that it is what it is. Mm-hmm. So as of right now, Sony and Microsoft pulled the game.
You should call them Microsalty.
Microsalty. Let me see.
Man, I there's going to be a lawsuit coming from Sony and Microsoft. CD Projekt Red, that studio may be done.
Yeah, they probably are. All right, this is the latest. This is the latest article up 28 minutes ago. We're going to look at this article real quick since we're doing this instead of talking about the DLC. We'll get to damn the DLC at this point because we're going to talk about the DLC. Hell, the damn game is not even done now.
And it's funny because I was going to say how the hell are they thinking DLC? Remember, we read that part in the little interview they did there where three different people were contradicting each other.
Right, yeah, like one person said, "Hey, we're not worrying about the next gen version." The other guy said, "Hey, we're going to fix the next gen version."
I'm still trying to figure out how to go from Witcher 3 to this.
Right, and then there was like, "Hey, all hands on deck, we're fixing this game." And then another guy say, "Hey, we're going to put some people on Witcher 4." Yeah, like they was like going against each other. Like, what the hell?
It was like, oh, we weren't thinking about the PS4 version. Well, we were working on the PS4 version. What?
They like it was like two guys. I can't remember the name. One was like Mikhail and the other one was like Alex or something like that.
Yeah.
But they were like going against each other. All right, here's the article. Sony is removing Cyberpunk 2077 from the PlayStation Store. It's removing the game until further notice. All right, let's see. In a statement on the web. Okay, so as PlayStation's put this out, so here it is right here. Same thing with Jason Schreier said.
Obi-Wan's like Cyberpunk.
Yeah, there you go. It's Cyberpunk. That should be the name.
Cyberpunk got banished to the Shadow Realm.
Right, exactly. Shao Kahn came in. You will die.
You suck.
Right, there you go. Exactly. They offer full refund to let's see, anything. Oh, so they don't have anything else. Let's see, post-release. Okay, post-release, many consumers have reported multiple bugs and issues with Cyberpunk 2077, particularly on the base PS4 console. Earlier this week, CD Projekt Red released a statement offering refunds to anyone who bought the game on console, but directed people to either retailers or digital stores where it was purchased. Let's see. But many consumers found it difficult to get refunds. Either the stores like GameStop or digital stores like PlayStation Network, which presumably led Sony to drawing a line in the sand, making it clear that we will be offering full refunds. Yeah, this is exactly what I said, right? It presumably led to Sony drawing a line in the sand, making it clear that it will be off. Because see, at first, like we said earlier, it's in the terms of service. Once you download a game to your hard drive, we do not give. Oh, I didn't say we, but PlayStation do not give refunds. They just don't. I mean, it's still. I'm pretty sure it's still in the terms of service. And we talked about it earlier, where they said like, "Hey, when they did their Q&A with their investors, they said, hey, we don't. They didn't give us any special treatment to any other game, so technically they can't get refunds. But we did say they could. So, like I said before." It puts Sony in such a bad light that they have to go against their own terms of service. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony go after Cyberpunk after this. I would not be surprised they go after them. I think Black Bomb made a video saying that Microsoft and Sony should sue them. I agree. I think they should sue them. With no question. Quaface said that they need to pull that trash. I agree. We talked about this, the Shadow Realm. Yeah, we talked about it. But yeah, that's the way it should be. I would not be surprised if they sued them sometime next year. And they should not even try to fight it. They shouldn't try to fight it.
The only thing that I think Cyberpunk can do, the studio CD Project Red, the only thing they should do is for the people who obviously the refunds are starting to be issued depending upon if you're Sony customer or whatnot. I think the only way to come back from this is that if you show proof that you purchased the game on or before a certain date that all this started to drop.
Right, like you can't buy it like right before they took it down to say you want a refund.
Right, they should be like, well, and this is like something that the studio, in tandem with Sony and Microsoft or any other, should be like, well, if you purchased the game prior and you got a full refund, you'll be able to re-download the game
for free
for no extra cost.
Right?
Basically, give it the No Man's Sky treatment, and that's how they're going to come.
Not only that, DJ, either that or when they finish doing all these patches, they should give, after they do all these patches, what they should do, put the game up on the store 2 days, or I would say even 72 hours. The game is free for 72 hours to anybody who wants to download it, and it's yours to keep for free.
Mm-hmm.
One of the two. Anybody who got a refund, keep that noted, so when the game comes out and it's finished, they should be able to download it free of charge, or just give everybody the game for free for like a weekend, like they do on Steam sometimes. They give you a weekend free, and it's yours to keep forever. They should do one of the two. That's the only way I feel that they can get back in good graces.
And the other part that should be a part of it is throwing back in the features that they said were originally going to be in the game that they had to pull.
Bro,
this is how bad it is right now.
I agree with you. It's that bad that this game should have third person. I'm with you on that. Yeah, this game should have they should put the third person function back in. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I'm like, because if you can have a photo mode where it pulls you in the third person, if you can get in and out of the car and that's in third person, then why in the hell can't you be third person as your character? I'm like, I don't care for the third person, but obviously this is beyond what I will think about, a feature in the game that's supposed to be in there.
But not only that, DJ, maybe you might not want it. I don't too much care for it either, but it's not even about what the people want. They advertised this as a third person game prior to it coming out.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's not the fact that people want it, because it could easily say the game was never supposed to be in third person and people demanding it. That's one thing. It's like, all right, y'all asking for something that never was there, but it was already there. So I think if they do that or give the game away for free for a good little small window, I think this is probably like the only way that they can get back in good graces with people.
See,
matter of fact, I think they should do both.
The only person I feel bad for is the creator of Cyberpunk, that whole universe of Cyberpunk. I forgot the guy's name, black guy.
Yeah. I know you're talking about, right?
Yeah. He was, because when I did a little bit of research, and I was looking at past interviews. First of all, he sounds white, but he's black, so that kind of threw me off. But I should know better. You got NY Kia in the sim football community.
Man, why you do that, man?
Because he had everybody fooled. Not that he did it on purpose. It's just that's what people thought. They listened to his voice. Everybody has that implicit bias where they hear a sound, they think it's one thing, and it's actually another. I'm sure some people thought that way about me at one point in time, but I showed my face immediately.
Here it is right here. I'm about to pull it up right now. This is the guy who created Cyberpunk right here.
Right. I just wish I remembered his name right out the gate.
There it is right there.
Mike Pondsmith. Even the name. Even if you like close your eyes and you heard the name Mike Pondsmith, you would not be thinking black man.
Right. But he's the guy. He's the one that created the Cyberpunk universe.
Right.
I do feel. I feel bad for him. I agree.
Very intelligent individual. He speaks on a lot of things, and I know he's got to be upset. Like, look, I had this world. The studio came to me. Obviously, they studied what I did. They understand how to put it together. And it was right there. I can't wait for everybody to play it. And now this.
Y'all see it right there.
He will as of right now, he's probably looking at this and it's like, I ain't working them motherfuckers ever again.
Right. Right. It's terrible.
I was like, and you know what? And the reason why, also another reason why I bring him up, because now they tried to, somebody erroneously SJW'd him.
Oh,
They
yeah.
so there was this person that tweeted out, "Oh, this narrow-minded, white supremacist view." I was like, the creator's a black man, right?
Right, yeah.
Like, wow. There was a black chick that did it too. That erroneously made this tweet, and I was just like, "Oh God, this is crazy." But yeah, he looking at CD Projekt Red with he's just looking at this company like, fuck you, motherfuckers. I ain't working with you guys ever again.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Ubisoft? Let me get Ubisoft.
Right, exactly.
Man, watch
but
EA swooping like we're doing the next Cyberpunk, and then all hell is gonna break loose.
No, it's like, you know what? No, we good. We don't need no sequel. We straight. We good. We good.
But you know what? At the same time, this technically is a sequel of prior games he did.
Yeah, because this was another.
It was Cyberpunk 2020 at one point.
Yeah, it was a Cyberpunk 2020. I remember that, and it's also I don't know if the storyline's the same, but he did a Cyberpunk 2013 in 1988.
Right. So that's why I made it clear it's the Cyberpunk world that he
created.
This is
his. Yeah, it's not necessarily just he did just 2077. Cyberpunk is a thing that he's done completely.
Right.
Yeah. So man, shout out to him, man. I hope to see. I'm gonna start following some more of his work because he seemed like an interesting guy.
Oh yeah,
but,
you definitely gotta listen to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna start following some of his stuff because he seems, like I said, he seems really interesting. But yeah, like I said, outside of the only two things I feel they can do, really, they need to go ahead and just give the game, like I said, do a weekend or something. Just make a big celebration out of it. Oh, Cyberpunk is back. And for the next 24 to 48 hours, the game is free. Go download it and it's yours to keep forever. And, that right there, or they go ahead and just optimize the game and work on it since you have time to do it now. And make it in third person and give us the option for third person, or because people have been wanting that anyway. So, I think those are the. Oh, go ahead.
And that's the sad part. It's like, even that idea, I feel bad for him as being the creator, because that fucks up his money at the end. Because he makes money off of this, but it's just like, well, the company that you trusted in good faith screwed you over. So
why would we trust you to do another project for another company? Or why would they? Why would they even trust? Why would anybody
trust CD Projekt Red to do another?
Well,
game?
That's true. I just don't want. I just don't want it. I just don't want it to look like it's a bad look on him, and he has to carry the burden of him progressing because of this. I don't think it will. But I was just trying to make it to see if that will be the case. I don't think he comes out of this real bad outside of just losing money. But I think.
Yeah, that's the only part that I think that he comes out bad is that he loses money, because I'm like people liked the universe of Cyberpunk. That's why there was so much hype to it in the first place.
Oh yeah, I think I'm dead serious. I think the universe is fantastic. I like the setting of the game. This, like I said, this is one of the games that could have been up there with The Last of Us 2. It could have been up there with all these other great games like the God of Wars, was the Horizon Zero Dawn. It could have been up there with some of the great games because of the atmosphere and the uniqueness, and even with the gameplay. But when the game comes out this bad, I mean, you can't put it up there with the rest of them, and it's such a shame.
It's almost like like the teams, how for the sports games, like for Madden and 2K, they had an A team and a B team. It seemed like Cyberpunk with the base model PS4s, they put like the Z team.
Yeah, they put a bunch of interns there that just, hey, you worked on a computer for 2 months, come over here. So yeah, it's terrible. So let's talk about this DLC.
What DLC? It better be free.
hey, since we're on the topic of it, since it's in the topic, what do you think the DLC should be? I think it should be automatically free. Mm-hmm. Everything should be free. There's no paywall in none of the DLC that they're going to put out, and I think it should be a good bit of DLC as well. Mm-hmm. It should be no flim flam stuff to put together. I think any other content they put out beyond the base game should be free, and it should be with high quality. What are your thoughts?
Looking at that map, it looks like they can add more locations, and
Uh-huh.
the setting for this is in California. If
Yeah.
if you didn't read the backstory, setting for this is in California. So it's like the new United States. It basically moves forward where we're at right now in real life, where we're on a cusp of a civil war, we break up, and then some states form back. Yeah, that's pretty much the setting of Cyberpunk 2077. So I think there should be different locations revealed in this DLC. It seems like there's a lot, like you have, like if you start at a certain point, you're outside the city. And it seems like there's a lot that can be added on. And plus, for the fact that you look at the map overall, there's a lot of space. It's almost like Horizon Zero Dawn when they did their DLC and they added places. You could tell, like Frozen Worlds, I knew was going to be in a particular location because when you got there, you saw that was a place that you can go. It just they had to patch in how you access that area. So
Right. It was there, but you just couldn't get to it until they patched
exactly, yeah.
it. Right. Like I said, I think there should pull no punches as far as giving the fans what they want. At this point, you put the game out in a bad state. It was real buggy. Not only that, you have to give people their money back. It's embarrassing because your game has been pulled off the PlayStation Store, possibly Microsoft as well. I don't think a AAA title's ever been under that. This is like the first game that I know that had to deal with that.
Nope.
So,
well, this was probably before. No, we had PlayStation Store. No, actually, no, we didn't. Had like a simpler brand, but Live, when it was Elite, remember that got pulled off the shelves.
yeah, the demo did get pulled out of the PlayStation and Xbox Store.
No, the main game, not the demo. The main game got pulled from the shelf.
No. I know it got pulled from the shelf, but I was just saying, was it one that got pulled from the PlayStation or the Xbox Store? That's what I was. Yeah, that got pulled up.
Because there's plenty. There was no like the way the PSN store and the Microsoft store are now is definitely different than what it was back then. So I would figure if you're pulling something physically off the shelves, then you're pulling it digitally as well. And you had digital downloads in the 360 PS3 era.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you got to think about it. This was 2010. So the PlayStation Store and Xbox was still popping. So I think it was what AAA title that got pulled because of this situation, not just because. I mean, like I said, the demo with NBA Elite was one of them.
Hard times with the Jesus Bynum that brought it to the forefront. What happened? And remember, this was a week before the game was to release, like out to the public. I don't think you could do pre-orders back then.
See, I think now with that being said, that game probably was on the store, but it just wasn't there to buy. But they pulled it off after the demo, so that could have been one. I'm looking at a lot of games that have been pulled from the store that's on this list. A lot of games have been pulled just because of like time and just ran out. I don't see one. Like you got Outrun Online Arcade that was pulled because Sega lost the Ferrari license. Soul Calibur lost Worlds because because Soul Calibur they just took that off.
One game that I was shocked that I'm like eventually it got released, and that was that new Duke Nukem game that was on hiatus for like 10 years that people had reserved originally when they were like in high school and they were able to get it.
Yeah, because that was supposed to be like a PS3 launch game or something like that.
I would say a little bit before that.
It was something like that. Yeah, I can't remember.
This game I think was originally people were showing receipts that the pre-orders were like what 2001, like so you're talking about PlayStation 2 ish.
Yeah, because Duke Nukem was a PlayStation 1 game,
right? Because it didn't have that crosshair like we're used to now when you're hip firing.
Right. And what they did was, I think it was supposed to be a PS2 game, then they jumped into PS3. Yeah, that's crazy. But now most of these games that I'm looking here, They were pulled because they were just old and they just ran out of licensing to be on the store. Like Marvel vs. Capcom Origins, that has Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and X-Men vs. Street Fighter. I mean, they, X-Men lost the license. Marvel and X-Men broke up or something like that.
Mhm.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was another one that was pulled because of licensing. Diner Dash, Bejeweled, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, that was pulled. Marvel Alliance, PlayStation Home, that really wasn't a game, but okay.
Which
No,
people,
okay.
which as far as PlayStation Home, I think people are starting to clamor for that to come back.
And I'll be honest, should have never left because it was actually a pretty good concept. And
Mhm.
knowing how way things are now, that would have been great to have right now. It was pretty dope, actually. I'm looking at let's see, PlayStation 4 had a few games. Dead Star, Kill Strength. These are games I don't know nothing about. Warframe, who cares? Yeah, you ever heard a game called Tomorrow Children?
No, I never heard of that.
There's a reason why they need to stay off of there. All right, whatever.
To tomorrow, children. No, yesterday. Bye.
Exactly. All right, so anything else you got? I mean, I don't think, everything should be free. I don't think the Cyberpunk 2077 should be free forever, but they need to give everybody a window to say, hey, it's free for a weekend or something like that. Buy it and it's yours. I mean, download it and it's yours to keep. Because that's what they do on PC from time to time, and I think the console gamers deserve to have that. They should have that luxury just to go around. I think they should deserve that.
And here's the thing. This is the kicker. This is one thing I would add in, and it would have to go towards the creator, Pondsmith. They would have to change his contract to where instead of a percentage of sales, measure how many downloads you get from that free weekend or just claiming it, whatever, and he gets a higher percentage based on those downloads, so he can still get his money. But if somebody's gonna have to take an L company wise, either Sony. I don't think Sony. It definitely have to come from CD Projekt Red. But yeah,
this is why I said Sony going to probably go after them.
Right.
This is why I say that they're going to go after them. They made that company break their own terms of service. That's a lawsuit.
Yes.
If that's a lawsuit in itself. If you make a company break their terms of service through a fault of their own, not no fault of their own. Now, if Sony did something jacked up and they have to pay for it, yeah, they're gonna have to. They're just gonna eat that loss. But this is something that they didn't do. So yeah, they're gonna come back for. They're gonna want some monetary damages. They're gonna want that money back.
Or just
That's crazy.
Or just give the man a lump sum. It's gonna be one of those things. The CD Projekt Red. They really lived off of The Witcher 3.
Yeah, and they probably was kind of smelling themselves a little bit because of that.
Yeah, you make one great game, all of a sudden, and also another person that takes the L for holding that company up, Black Bond. You take an L for the simple fact that you held this company in high regard for so many years, and they pulled this shit. I know you're speaking against them now.
Didn't he call them the CD Projekt Gods or something like that?
Yeah, CD Projekt Gods, whatever. And see what happens. See, it's funny because he's the main one that talks about like when companies fuck up after they've been overhyped, and he was the one overhyping CD Projekt Red the whole entire time based off of one freaking game.
Yeah, because The Witcher 1 and 2 wasn't all that.
So I'm like, other than that, it's not even about Black Bond. It's about the fact at the end of the day, CD Projekt Red fucked up, and it was their fault on their own, absolutely 100%. So they need.
Yeah, I think
they need to pay up.
I think Bond did do a video.
He
did a video about it recently about how disgusted he is about him. So he did try to save a little face. Obi-Wan says the question is, if you're CD Projekt Red, what do you do now? You get on your knees and beg the public to love your game once you fix it. Because you got to understand, even if the game is fixed and it's done and it got all the patches and it came out the way it's supposed to be, people may not come back to this game.
If I was real angry, I would like CD Projekt get on knees and take both these nuts. That's what would happen for me to take their game back. But no,
but seriously, like,
I'm on PC, so I'm not having that much problem. It's just okay. It looks like Bill's maybe. Yep, he's here.
No, but like seriously, if you're CG Project Red, they have to do like the best wave of customer service that they can do,
which is fellatio.
Yeah, well, I don't want none of that from them. I mean, I'm good. I mean, maybe you want some, but I'm good.
Hold on. I didn't say literal fellatio. Just that's what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to like smooth things over. They're gonna have to take it once for the team. And that's the way it works.
Just saying.
That's the way it works in customer service sometimes. Sometimes
it does.
Provide that figurative fellatio to win the customer over.
Yeah, but like I said, they're gonna have to do whatever they can to do the best customer service possible. Like I said, they're gonna have to. Like I said, I think one of the best ways, give the game away for free for a weekend and put the game back in third person. And whatever else they need to do to make the fans happy, they need to. Because I would not be surprised that even if this game free, nobody would come back and play it. I would not be surprised at that.
Yep.
Bills, I don't know if you heard, but recently Sony has pulled Cyberpunk 2077 off their store, and they're giving everybody refunds. And I think Microsoft is doing the same. What are your thoughts about that? Is he there? I don't think he can hear me. Hello? No, we can't hear you.
I hear y'all. You hear me?
Okay, now we can hear you now. Yeah.
You sound really low.
I'm about to say. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we can hear you.
All right, so I mean that's funny.
Yeah, they literally pulled it off the store. I'm gonna put it on the screen so you can see it again. So you can see it. A shout out to Obi-Wan. He the one that put this up, but we're gonna show it so you can see it. It says Cyberpunk 27 on PS4 is so busted that Sony's offering full refunds and even removing it from the PlayStation Store, and that's the statement that they put out. So yeah, it's gone. So what are your thoughts about that? Outside of what are your thoughts? What the hell? Is he there?
I think.
Oh,
now
he's reading it. Okay.
Customer satisfaction. Once we confirm you purchase, please hold the completion refund. Here they go. It depends on your bank. So if you have a ragtag ass bank, you ain't gonna get no fucking refund.
Hey man, what do you mean, man? I got low deposit and I got low deposit bank, man. They're on point.
And your ass gonna be stuck with a 5-frame ass game. I had an argument with somebody today about this shit. I'm just like, look. First off, the game shouldn't have been available for original Xbox One and original PS4. But at the same time, these motherfuckers basically bought the best basketball shoes on the market and went to play on a dirt court. And they wonder, and then they hit Nike up like, these shoes suck.
No. This is what they did, right? This is what they did. They got the Nike shoes, went to go play on dirt. Then when they tried to go ask for Nike for the refund, Nike said, no, go to Foot Locker for the refund, and you get a refund from them. And Foot Locker's like, wait a minute, these busted ass shoes, they're dirty now. We're not giving you a refund for playing ball on a dirt court. What are you doing? Like, that's basically what happened.
But it's like, these people that are still on the original Xbox One and the PS4, you're like 3 years late to even like mid-tier next-gen gaming, let alone actual next-gen gaming. Like, you're way fucking back. That's 2013.
I'm with you on that. I agree with you with that. But now I'm going to say this: the fact that they're doing this, I think is going to show that there's a lot of people still on these base consoles. A lot of people are still on it, and I'm surprised at that. I wouldn't have thought of that they were on the base console still.
Well, you know what?
No.
Some people didn't think there was like in upgrading to a Pro or an Xbox One X. They felt like there wasn't, and obviously this is not true. There was not a significant amount of change between the two to upgrade to it. Some people just like, I'm sticking on my PS4.
I mean, we're talking about like legitimately casual gamers. Like they got a PS4, that's all they know, and they're good. Like people like us, we know what time it is when the Pro and the X and even the Xbox One S and the PS5, we know what time it is there. But some people thought they had a PS4, they thought it was good money. I don't agree with it, but that just goes to show you how casual people are when it comes to these consoles.
Look, to me the game sucks anyway because it's fucking boring. But at the same time, I'm not over here complaining, asking for a fucking refund for it. I got played. And I'll take the fact I got played in stride. I'm not about to sit here and go on some fucking... okay. The people who have the Xbox One and the PS4, the original one, they have a gripe because that game looked fucking atrocious. But at the same time, once again, you have to be smarter as consumers and know that there's certain games you're buying that are more so next-gen games. You just got to either sit it out and wait until you get a next-gen console or just bite that bullet. I mean, that's me. I'm not saying they don't have a legitimate gripe, but fuck, you got to be smarter. You got to do some research when you're... That's almost like if you bought Madden 15 and you thought that there was going to be crazy RPM in the game. No, you didn't do no research, buddy. You gotta watch some gameplay. It ain't gonna look like Madden 25. We knew that when we got Madden 15. It wasn't gonna look like Madden 25 running. So that's what I'm saying. You know, in this era of information where you can just go on YouTube, look up some gameplay. Cyberpunk had plenty of gameplay out. If you notice all the gameplay they displayed, it's displayed on the fucking Xbox One and PS4 base consoles. There's a reason for that. You know, when I was a kid, I was dumb enough to watch like the NBA Live 06 trailer, and I thought I was gonna get that shit on the PS2. It was like a fucking Xbox 360, trailer. I'm sitting there like, oh, this shit's gonna be fire, and I got it. I'm like, this shit's ass. I gotta get an Xbox 360 board to look like that, but I got played. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the thing, man. It's just a different era. You gotta do.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I'm just saying. It kind of caught me by surprise, too, because I know there are casual people out here, but I didn't know it was to this extent to where Sony actually had to make a move because of it. Because my thing was, like, there are people who got their base consoles and they're good. But those people who have base consoles and they're good, those are the ones that play your Maddens, they'll play your 2Ks, they'll play, your Call of Duties, your Battlefields. They'll play basically those 4 games. And they'll play like the little indie games that probably come like, they have like little, they got like Miss Pac-Man or, they have like the little old school arcade games that they'll download them or whatever. They'll download a demo or, Crash Bandicoot came out. Well, I'll buy that, the remastered version of that. The people, I would not expect people who are on this whole situation with, Cyberpunk would be dealing with this because Cyberpunk is more of a hardcore game. It's not a casual game. So for people to be, having a base PS4 and playing that game, that's what's more surprising to me because most people who get a base console and still have a base console, they're the ones playing like your basic Maddens and Call of Duties. That's what I would have thought. I wouldn't think they would play a more hardcore game like that.
You know what's funny? And Bills, I wish you would have been here on Tuesday when we read that transcript of that.
That transcript was like you got to go back and watch that episode because those guys, those developers are just as confused as we are.
Oh man,
they're just as bad. They don't know what's going on.
We want to talk about conflicting statements. I'm like, you thought it was funny for the statement you read from Sony just now about the refunds. Man, that transcript of that interview.
I saw bits and pieces of it where they were saying they didn't really focus on current gen, and
But then in the same line, somebody
else, the other developer said that they were.
See, the thing is that obviously they optimized the current gen version for the next gen consoles, but it seems like a lot of their time was spent doing that as opposed to making sure that all the bugs and but that's once again.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they even optimized for next gen consoles because this is a PS4 and the Xbox One game. I think they tried their best to make it run on a Pro and an X, and they struggled.
But what I'm saying is they optimized.
No, it's not even. It's not even optimized for that. It's so bad that even on the Pro, it dips under 25 frames on the Pro, and it dips under 25 on the X. It's not even the game is so bad. I just think this game should have been put out maybe in March, April. They just needed more time to continue to work on it because this game is not a next gen game. So I don't know what it's optimized for because it's not even running well on either console. When you play it on the PS5 or a Series, you're playing it in backwards compatibility mode. They don't have a PS5 version of the game.
It ran way better. No, but it ran way better on the next gen consoles than it did on the current gen consoles.
But that's because of the power. That's because of the power of the console, not because it was built for that console. You kind of see what I'm saying? It's almost like
it wasn't.
It's almost like me taking what's the game? The Batman game.
Which one?
Arkham Knight. It's almost like taking like Arkham Knight and putting it on a base PS4 and wonder why it was so bad. And then you run it on a low budget PC and wonder why it was so bad at the time. But everybody who had like a 1080 Ti, it was running fine.
But I think
it just you had just have more powerful hardware to run it.
I think the issue is that a lot of things that were in Cyberpunk that they tried to accomplish were things that cannot run on those last gen consoles. I think that's what I mean by optimized it for next gen consoles. Those let's be frank about it. There's a lot of shit in that game that just has no business on the last gen consoles, and they couldn't get all of that shit to work in concert together on those last gen consoles. I think
now I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that and ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
I think the game was supposed to be on these consoles. They was just too lazy to put it on there the right way. I think that because I don't think they ever had a PlayStation 5 kit to put the game on the base PS5 or whatever. I just think that this game was taking longer to develop than they thought it would, and they wanted to put it out because the next gen consoles just came out.
And the other thing is, and I agree with you, but here's the other thing. These motherfuckers that were bitching about the delays, and then you got this shit and had the nerve to complain.
Right.
No, fuck out of here. Because you would have been bashing them and trolling about the delays, and then you got what you got, and now, Cyberpunk 2077 is the worst thing that ever happened.
Yeah, because see, this is my thing. This is my thing. I think this game can run on a base PS4 and on a Pro and the base Xbox One and the Xbox One X. I think it can. I just think they never got a chance to actually finish the game, and they just put it out there too early. Because I mean, it's just the game is basically just not finished. I'm not saying that the consoles is just too. The console's not strong enough or whatever. Because if you look at the actual specs of the actual game on PC, the specs to run it on PC is actually fairly low. It's not really that demanding. It's just that I just think they just needed more time with all these delays, and they just put it out now because the console that just came out, they wanted to cash in on the next gen console. And I don't know why, because the game is not even built for the next gen consoles. It's just a mess. What the PS5 and my PC and DJs and other people who have like stronger PCs, I think our PC is pulling a sack of heavy potatoes. We're pulling that game along to make it run decent. people on next gen consoles are pulling that sack of potatoes just for that game to run decent. I don't think it's optimized for none of this stuff. It should just be off the damn store like they're doing, and they need to fix the game for all the platforms to play them on. That's what it looks like in my book. The bills just run off.
I think we lost him for a second. He may have hit the wrong button or something like that. He'll probably pop up.
But I think at the end of the day, I think that's what happened. I think you just had a situation where the game is just that bad. It just not able to run on anything. That's my, and I thought about it. Was it like a GTA 5 problem? And it could be, because GTA 5 was the same thing. And and that's another reason why that game was delayed on PlayStation 4 for a while.
I got an argument with somebody today. Had the nerve to tell me, "Oh, GTA 5 didn't have these problems." What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they had to delay the online portion for a whole year.
Bro, let's be honest. Minus the bugs, we got the same GTA 5 twice. It wasn't a next gen game, and it's funny because I saw some footage of a mod. And it was a remake of GTA 4, and I'm way more excited about that.
I saw that you posted. I saw you. I think you retweeted it or whatnot. But yeah, like the way PC, the way
I think I put it on Facebook.
Oh, okay, that's where I saw it. But the
what
way
was it?
I think it was it's a PC mod of GTA 4. I know
GTA
somebody
4 remake,
right? And the way the PC mods work for the GTA series for 4 and 5 makes it look well beyond, if they wanted to do a remake, they should because obviously GTA 5 is releasing for PlayStation 5 Series X. With those mods, it still looks better than those consoles. So it's just
they need to get
they hold back a lot.
I would say if GTA 5 isn't at the level of what Mafia 1 was when it came out, there's gonna be a serious problem. Because Mafia 1 was beautiful, man. It's a beautiful game. Even on last gen, it was a beautiful game.
Because I look at Watch Dogs when they released the EA footage. I mean the EA footage, the E3 footage. That was, I felt like that original footage that had all the stuff that now we have the technology for, i.e. ray tracing. It was like now we have ray tracing in our games on consoles. Had them for a little while on PC, but felt like they've been experimenting with that.
Was crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All that detail, the reflections, the lighting. I felt like that was, now looking back at it, I felt like that was just a test image for ray tracing to see if this technique would work. And now you have PC mods that make ray tracing look like. So, but this whole situation with CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk is just, it's unfortunate. I know they originally announced this game in 2012, and
yeah, it was like a 7-year-old game.
But they didn't really. But they were in pre-production till what, 2016? I'm trying to establish a timeline.
Yeah, it was in pre-production till 20. Yeah, right after Witcher 4. Witcher 3. I mean, right after the Witcher 3.
So 2016 should be around the time that they would have had these kits for this next gen PS5 and Series X. So that whole laziness issue of getting that game prepared for not just your base PS4 Pro or your the base PS4 Pro, all that base Xbox, Xbox One, and then having them backwards ready for PS5 and Series X, it definitely goes to show that they lost focus. Not just them being lazy, but they lost focus somewhere. Now, they would like to blame the pandemic, but we know they're full of shit. A lot of companies that do use the whole pandemic as an excuse, even though they were in some type of production before the pandemic even broke out. So can't really use a lot of that as an excuse. But they've already, I think CD Projekt Red already said, well, towards the tail end, we had to deal with the pandemic and we had the Zoom calls and stuff like that. And even though I believe that is all difficult and well-meaning to say, hey, that affected our process, at the end of the day, Cyberpunk was in that company's thoughts for 8 years. And
Right.
at the end of the day, the result did not live up to the hype or the vision of the creator, Mr. Pondsmith. His name's Michael, right? So
Yeah. It's Mike Pondsmith.
Yeah, Mike Pondsmith. So you failed him. You failed the consumers. You failed the companies that were distributing this game. CD Projekt Red, you just need to go into hiding.
Yeah, I agree.
And then resurface back in March when it's all done and you thrown the features back in that you had to pull out because you knew. And it's funny, that should have been the first sign that you.
Oh, and don't forget what I said. The game should be free for a weekend.
Right, exactly. I mean, like, free weekend. If you purchase the game on or before a certain date that we was having these issues, you should be able to re-download it for no extra cost. You know, that type of thing. You know, make sure Mike Pondsmith gets his cut despite the free downloads, and make sure you pay Sony and Microsoft what they're going to sue your asses for. And it's funny because now I don't feel bad about having a game like Evolve.
Yeah, you were just talking about it earlier.
So it's just that's a major L for CD Projekt Red, and I'm like, we were talking. This part was supposed to be talking about DLC and The Witcher 4. No, it's like what's his name? Playoffs. God, can't win any games. Playoffs is basically what's going on right now. And
right.
They're not
Did y'all talk about James Harden? Did y'all talk about James Harden's bitch ass yet?
Oh, we should.
Yeah, I want to talk about him. I have no idea. All I know, he's gained weight.
Bro.
That's all I know. I don't know nothing else about him.
So, me and Kia basically are just looking like prophets right now as far as James Harden's concerned. Now there's information coming out that Houston's basically been run by James Harden for the better part of 7 years now. Every front office decision had to go through James Harden. James Harden did a press conference and they asked him why he didn't show up to camp, and he said he was training with his personal trainer in Atlanta. But motherfucker, your team is at camp and you're in Atlanta. Like, he just acts like this is a non-issue. And I got to give it up to John Wall, because John Wall, he said, they asked him, you know, have you talked to James Harden about the trade? He said, no, that's personal. That's his business. Nah, bro. If I'm John Wall, I'm like, yo, are you here or are you not here? Because we don't fucking need you to be. You can sit at home if you fucking want.
John Wall going there like, nah, this is my team now. If you don't want to be a part of it,
shit, it is.
The fuck out, because I'm gonna be the one feeding you the ball. I get
now
paid, remember?
Now Philly is including Ben Simmons in offers. What the fuck, bro?
Man,
seriously,
we're about to roast some of the 76ers fan base right about now, because as much as they complain about Simmons not taking shots, your team's about to include him in packages that you about to allude to. They include him in packages to get a man that's not just going to shoot threes. He's going to shoot all the twos. He's going to shoot all the free throws because he's going to draw a lot of fouls. The only thing he's not going to do is play defense. This is why I clown Philly fans when they was like, "Oh, Simmons just hit a three. Oh, he took a three." I'm like, no, he's a point guard. He's supposed to be the one getting it. He can score, but he's the one that's supposed to be getting it to your scorers and stuff like that. You don't need a damn
Bro,
player, and yeah, that's.
but here's gonna be the issue. If Ben Simmons does go to Houston, you have two guys basically on your perimeter that one doesn't like to shoot. the other can, but also doesn't really like to, but shoots way more than Ben Simmons. The issue for them is going to be floor spacing and how do they get easy buckets. Let's see, it's Wall seems to the player.
It's the wall. It's the Wall and Boogie show. That's what it's going to be in Houston.
You think it's Ben Simmons' team if they trip?
No, I don't think it's Ben Simmons' team. It's just OG doesn't like John Wall. That's why. Remember, he has a bias against John Wall.
Is that a real thing? Is that a real thing?
What, his bias against Wall?
Yeah,
it's well documented. He said so himself. Like, I don't like John Wall.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm like, he has no problem being objective about him, but yeah, he doesn't really like John Wall. I'm like, so
damn, OG.
I want to say that it's John
I've
Wall's
always
team
been a fan
until somebody else comes in. Nah, it's John Wall's team now.
I've always been a fan of John Wall. I'll tell you what. James Harden and Embiid is gonna be oil and fucking water.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely.
Man, the whole town of Philly and James Harden is like oil and water. Hard work versus laziness. Come on. We're not going to... Philly better not let this happen.
Well, let's think about this. Right? Mm-hmm. So James Harden had the final say on every single front office move that was made for the better part of 7 years. That means he was responsible for Kevin McHale being fired. Yep, Dwight Howard, Russell Westbrook.
They got a whole website dedicated to getting a refund in Sony. They got a whole website dedicated to it. Like, no, not Sony though. I mean, the PlayStation Store. Like, dead serious.
That's terrible.
What you saw what OG just put up? Everyone liked John Wall until he pulls up to shoot a jump. I told you. Look,
PlayStation.com/en.us Cyberpunk refund.
Wow.
I don't like any team trading for James Harden and giving up a young player.
Man, James Harden, when they asked him what type of shape he was going to show up in, it reminded me of the Great White Hype when Damon Wayans was like round. That's the shape I'm showing up in. Round.
And he's still not that. He's still not. It just showed. Even if he shows up out of shape, man, you show up in the best shape of your life, he's still gonna beat your ass.
Oh, yo, the website crashed.
Oh,
the website crashed.
Poster King, I brought that up several times on the podcast. Of course, I remember what McHale said about James Harden. He said he's the problem in Houston, not Dwight Howard. And now look at it. He's the one that created this situation. Now he wants out. Like, fuck out of here. No, you can stay there now. I'd send his ass to Cleveland.
I would like to review I would like to review the episode we talked about the trade that sent Westbrook to Houston and how we talked about that. Were we placing bets on when the first fight would break out between those two? Well, fortunately, a fight didn't. Well, we don't know this for sure, but yeah, I definitely have to, find that and check that out because I want to know I want to remember what we said about that pairing because now it's gonna be like if Harden is not traded and you have John Wall, who basically can control the ball, then
here we go.
Boy. What are we looking at?
Here's your company shill right here. Here you go. This is what this guy says. Read that. So I've been telling everyone that bought the game, don't return it. CD Projekt Red will fix the mistakes. All of the Witcher games were ass when they first came out, and look at them now.
Witcher 3 on release was not close to
Yeah.
at all.
No, Witcher 3 came out pretty well.
Right.
But there's your first show right there. You see all the comments he got in there. I'm pretty sure people cussing him out.
Yeah, ratio to death. Nah, return the game. No, go back to that first.
He said, "Now return the game and buy for a lesser price when it's fixed and on sale
or free."
And look at that! Look, see, he's a shield for this. The same guy. He said, "Nah, I'll keep mine. It runs perfectly on my PS Pro." See, now he's lying. He's lying.
Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah, it's not me. It's everybody else. Yeah, I'm not going there.
Yeah, I'm like, I have the game on PC, and I've encountered some
problems. Right?
BF have encountered enemies popping up through doors.
Right, shooting through doors and stuff. Yeah, it's bad. Like,
okay. Yeah, Bill says he's back, but
oh, he left? I didn't know he left.
Yeah, he left. For
I had to close my internet browser. I don't know why it keeps it keeps lagging. Like the stream keeps lagging on my end.
Okay, so now OG had a whole thing, so I'm gonna read the first part. You already have the second part up. So it says Harden puts butts and seats in. This is a business. I have to get a star back when JH has 2 years left on his deal, and I'm not letting Harden tell me where to trade him. I'd move him to Sacramento.
Look. All right, why change now? The motherfucker done ran your franchise for 7 years. All right, I don't know. Look, I talked about this for years. There's about 20 stupid franchises in the league. Somebody's gonna trade for James Harden, and they're gonna give up all their depth to do it.
Cleveland.
It's just a matter of who. It might end up being Philly. Philly might give up Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons and fucking just way too many pieces.
Harden just doesn't fit Philly's mantra.
He doesn't fit. Harden doesn't fit in really any situation that I can think of.
He can't even fit into his pants right now. It's just, it's just
oh my lord!
Oh my, that it's just. I would send him to either Cleveland or Sacramento. And Sacramento would be kind of like if you play on words.
Hey, look at that.
Cyberbugs 2070.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Rockets have given Harden everything he wants and more. It's the organization's play now. Yeah, send his ass to Sacramento. You sacked our organization. We send you to Sacramento. So
send him to Sacramento and get back Bagley. Imagine that.
I sent his ass to Cleveland.
Dang, man, what's up? Dang, that's messed up.
Cleveland got a whole bunch of youth on that squad. I would send. It'd be better to send Harden to Cleveland. If he thought things were bad in Houston, wait, he goes to Cleveland. Oh man!
Y'all got anything else before we go? Because we pretty much covered everything. I know Bills came late. Let's see, what will we talk about?
I know
I'm still lagging like a motherfucker.
I came across this whole situation with the late Kobe Bryant and his wife Vanessa, and Vanessa's mother apparently gold digging.
Yeah, I'm not getting into that. That's just some bullshit.
She's been doing that, but
yeah, that's what I was saying.
The thing. I didn't know. It was. Yeah. I'm not saying it's not shocking to me, but it's interesting that what she's trying to do. You talking about her, Vanessa's mother? Is that she's trying to go from a permanent situation to a temporary situation, and what she's asking for, which is kind of crazy. It's like. You don't know. I'm like, not only are you hurting, you're hurting the current family, but you basically are you're extorting Vanessa Bryant from a tragedy to be in a temporary situation, to sit there and ask for $5 million. This was like the first thing she did. It was like to ask for $5 million, a house, and what a Mercedes SUV. is a temporary situation.
But
the situation she's in right now is more permanent.
That's what me and Bill's trying to tell you. Like, this is nothing new. She's been acting like this forever.
I get it, but it's still fascinating to me to see that she is asking if she's doing this. Now, I don't remember that we have talked about it. You guys may have been familiar with it, but I'm just laughing at the fact that she's asking for stuff, and that's a one-time thing. She gets that stuff. You know, that SUV could be a lemon, that $5 million could be counterfeit, and that house could break down at any moment. But yeah,
my thing is, I can kind of see where their bond came from because Kobe's parents were toxic as fuck too.
Right. Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense.
It's crazy. I mean, you know, I'm telling you, man, when your family get around a bunch of riches, man, you be surprised how they act. But you know, that's a whole other story for another day. Bills, man, what you been working on, or what you got, man?
I've just been working on the song. I edited the song and sent it off to get mixed. And then I've been writing like 4 to 5 other songs in the middle of writing 4 or 5 different ones. Played Madden yesterday. Had a chance to play Madden. That's fun. Played 2K. I was texting DJ about that. Really good game. Using the Wizards against the Celtics. That was probably the most fun I've had playing 2K in a long time. So yeah, I mean, that's what I've pretty much been doing, working and trying to game a little bit. Probably gonna delete Cyberpunk off my fucking hard drive. And I'm even gonna buy Assassin's Creed or Watch Dogs. I'm trying to decide which one.
Can't go from one buggy game to the other.
I don't think Valhalla is buggy.
Ubisoft is known for having some buggy games. Now, if it was the Bethesda game, then yeah, we would definitely talk about going for extreme bugs.
My thing is with Valhalla, my biggest gripe was that the game runs at 4K 30, and I didn't think the game should be that. But other than that, I don't think it's a buggy game or anything like that.
Yeah, Poster King. Wow. Sorry.
You know what? I'm gonna answer this question real quick, but we can go. This is a rabbit hole that we can go down. But I'm gonna answer this question.
I was about to answer it too.
How many times can she ask you until you say no? Because that's basically what Vanessa's going through.
No. How about this? Not how many times can she ask you before you say no. How many times can she guilt trip you into continuing to fund her lifestyle that isn't exactly
right,
because saying no to your saying no to your
flourishing at life right now,
right?
Given so that's really what's happening is Vanessa's funding her bullshit ass lifestyle, and I'm sorry, even if it is my mother, if my mother's doing some dumb shit with my money that I keep continuing to give her, I'm sorry, but those funds are eventually going to run out for me giving it to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's one thing to just not give your mom money on the premises of you saying no, but there's another thing of saying no because there's something behind it, and you always got to look at the totality of somebody telling somebody an answer. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, if you read the whole thing, and I didn't put it on the screen because I didn't really want to talk about it. But what DJ showed us in the DM, like, yeah, this has been going on for a while, but I'm not surprised. But at the same time, if you read that whole thing, you will totally understand why you would say no. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not just saying, oh, we got riches, we're selfish, and mom, we're gonna give you the stiff arm. No, right. It's not that. It's like, yo, there are circumstances where. And I don't want to get, like I said, I don't want to get too deep in this because this is a sports game and podcast. But there are some times you're just going to have to tell people no, in general. And there's reasons behind it. That's just life.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't want to go any further than that. But you guys kind of understand what I'm saying. You're just going to have to cut people off at some point.
Yeah, I always look at the situation for like what's going on now, and it's like it's one of those things is that if I have it. It is there to be given to help. If I don't have it,
And then sometimes, DJ, you got to look at what is the definition of help and what is the circumstances that you're actually quote unquote helping. Because help could be two different things, could mean two different things to the person who's giving and receiving.
I think helping and enabling.
Yeah, it's two different
There you go.
things. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, when that's like I give money, it's to help. But the moment it seems to become an enabler, then it's like
Because Kobe's parents tried to sell his fucking memorabilia, and he's like, "Yo, I'm cutting y'all off." Fuck that.
A lot of child stars were doing that to their parents, cutting them off. Like,
yeah, because a lot of child stars been dealing with that. One that nobody talks about no more, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't even think about it. Look at Honey Boo Boo.
Oh Lord.
Shoot, to this day, I still think.
But her mom dragged her behind that for a long time.
Well, here's the extreme sad part about child stars and whatnot. I still think to this day that JonBenet Ramsey was killed by her parents.
Oh yeah,
and I think she didn't want to do that stuff anymore, and they got mad because they knew what it meant, and they hid her in that basement. That's because that was their meal ticket, right?
But man, listen, I can definitely go with crime stories and stuff. Oh my god, because I went to school for that stuff. I really know, man. Maybe one day we need to talk about that because I love talking about crime stories, death penalty cases. I went to school for criminal justice, so I can go down that all day. But DJ, what you got?
Well, this is going to be a quiet weekend, other than the football games on Sunday. So you guys can find me on Twitter, DJ81. You can also find me on Twitch, Evo325. And let's see. I think next.
You like how I always put that band up right on time, right?
Yeah, that's why I don't even worry about it, right? Because I know it's popping up. So I will go for the week. No, wait a minute. Christmas is on Wednesday, or is it on Thursday? I think
Christmas is on Thursday. I think. Yeah, it's on the third. No, it's on a Friday.
It's on a Friday. Remember?
Oh, okay, it's on a Friday.
17th, and Christmas is always the 25th. So
okay, gotcha. So next week is the 23rd. So I'll be going back to my regular time for Wednesday the 23rd at 8 p.m. and it will be the traditional.
Thank God, because I gotta go back and watch this shit now.
Man, whatever.
I'm fucking starting at 10. Hell, you starting for the West Coast?
No, because it was State of Decay. It's better to play that later at night than it is at like 7:30 or whatever. I'm like, there wasn't much going on anyway. I'm like, no one died, so far. And I've been playing offline, and I've actually added a person. So now I got 4 people in the group. So I'll probably change that to like my original plan was a Friday stream of State of Decay. I'll probably do that, but it's not set in stone. Not sure. So there you go.
All right. Like I said, I thought that Tuesday was the 23rd, but it's actually the 22nd. Mm-hmm. So Tuesday is gonna be the episode that's actual episode 200. Like I said earlier, hopefully you guys will stick around for the episode because it's gonna be a good one. I got a couple of plans, and DJ had an idea that we're gonna add in, and we're gonna execute that, and it's gonna be pretty cool. So you guys come around for the 200 episode of First and Framerates. It's gonna be this Tuesday, the 22nd, and same time. We'll probably be around here between 7:45 8 o'clock, and we'll talk about our regular topics, and we're also going to talk about everything that happened that we can remember within the first 200 episodes of what's going on with our podcast. As for me, as far as streaming, I will be streaming as well. I may stream later on tonight. I don't care who's going to be around. I'm just going to stream. And my Twitch is VF Baller. I don't know what I'm going to stream. I'm probably not going to stream Cyberpunk. I may not. There's a couple other games I want to do, but throughout this weekend, I'm going to be streaming some Christmas themed games, and here's one of them. This is gonna be and like I said, there's a lot of games that I have that are Christmas based, but I just think it's gonna be unique. I got this for like $3 or $4 a while back. It's a Blockbuster exclusive, 9 Holes of Xmas. So we're gonna play this Christmas game, play some golf, and I got a couple of other ones as well.
That's sad. I used to work for Blockbuster. I was assistant manager at one point.
Yeah, so that's one game. I have another game that I have on my 360. I'm going to play a couple other Christmas games that I have. I think Killing Floor 2, I'm going to probably play that because they have a Christmas theme. Kind of like what they did with the Halloween one. And so I'm going to be playing this. It's like 4 or 5 games I'm going to be playing throughout the weekend and up to probably throughout the week as well. So catch me on Twitch for that. I'm also going to be playing some old school Madden and old school NCAA. So always just go through there, find that little follow button, click that. If you really like it, you can subscribe as well. And you know, everything's going to be on up and up as far as that. The Twitch channel is rolling. I got a new subscriber over there. I got a couple of subscribers and then a follower as well. So not only just catch my Twitch channel, get DJs on as well. And also Bill's have a Twitch channel and his Twitch is MJ3293. So all of that stuff is in the description.
Bro.
You can check that out. What you got before we go, Bills?
Hey, he must be checking out something.
Yeah, he's mesmerized or
So
something.
Miami said they're interested in trading for James Harden, and they said Tyler Hero's not untouchable. What the fuck? I mean, shit, like this is getting out of hand. This is why there's no parity in the NBA because of stupid shit. I told you there's 20 dumb franchises in the NBA, minimum.
Well, remember, Miami was also tied
Fucking
to
terrible.
in rumors about a trade for Bradley Beal for almost 2 years now. So they're trying to get
But James
whoever.
Harden and
Yeah, the direct
James Harden and
opposite.
Jimmy Butler ain't gonna work though.
Yeah, Butler is like, yeah, that's not gonna. The first time, like, if they were paired together, the first time Harden loafs down the court, Butler would be like, who we let go for this nigga? Like,
Oh yeah, one more thing. I haven't talked about this in a while. Go ahead to Teespring and check out the gear that we have there as well. And also you can follow us on the Patreon as well. See if you want to check that out and become a patron. All the links to that is in the description. The frame rate gear and Patreon. And that's pretty much it. Y'all got anything else? I'm gonna slide up out of here.
I'm surprised that the Die Hard trilogy is not in your Christmas playlist as far as the video game. Because remember that
Actually,
game?
I actually thought about getting that, playing that on the Saturn. Yeah, I know you're talking about Die Hard Trilogy.
And that was
a good game. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Matter of fact, I don't have that game for the Saturn. That's one game that I do want to get.
Mm-hmm.
The Die Hard, not the Die Hard trilogy, but the Die Hard arcade. That's the one I want.
Oh, the Die Hard trilogy was so much better.
You think so? Die Hard arcade was
Yeah, because it was like 3 types of games. You had like the third-person shooter, you had the first-person rail, and then you had the racing.
That is true.
aspect
That is
of
true.
it.
That is
So
true.
it gave you
That is
3 different experiences in one game. See, back in the day when games came out, even though the graphics were what they were,
Right.
the quality that you got in a game like this was very high.
I might have to try to get that because I know that I'm a big fan of the Die Hard arcade because I used to have that a while back when I first had my Saturn the first time, and the disc, I had disc rot, the disc ended up dying on me, so it didn't work anymore. But I was a big fan of the Die Hard arcade. That game was great on the Saturn, but I may have to try to pull up and try to get that trilogy. Either that or I can go to the PlayStation Store and get Dynamite Deca, which is basically Die Hard, the Japanese version. It's the same game, you just call it Dynamite Deca.
Yeah.
I could probably do that as well. So we'll see. All right, we're about to slide up out of here. You guys be easy. We'll see you guys next week for the 200th episode, and catch us on the live streams on Twitch. We'll see you guys next time. All right, guys. Peace. Don't look at my fingers. I've been painting.
Whoa!
See my fingers?
Look like
Yeah, I've been painting. Yeah, I know, right? Nah, I've been painting some. I've been painting some cabinets in.
Been sniffing the paint.
Nah, man. You know if I was sniffing it.
When you were reading.
Yeah, there you go.